Hello, today we're going to be doing a repair on an Apple Watch first gen battery. Very common thing with them is they end up expanding. So we'll go through that. So obviously normal stuff you need is a tray to put all your screws in. In the watch case you don't have any screws, they'll come out of it when we're doing the battery swap. But you will have a little plate that you need to pull out, so that will go in there. You'll need a flat, thin sheet of metal tool, just so you can take apart the screen. You'll need some tweezers to remove the little connector and the little plate that sits over that. And then you're going to need a plastic pry tool to remove the battery. Right, so for the removing of the screen, you'd normally use this little thin sheet of metal. But because the battery is expanded on this one, the screen has already lifted off. So, see if we can get this, but as you can see the battery is got a bounce to it. Normally, it's the easiest way to tell if the battery is expanded. If you just press the battery you can feel it go in. If the battery hasn't expanded, it'll just be flat and hard and you won't be able to get any bounce out of it. Brilliant. So what you would normally do with the plastic tool is, the metal tool, is you'll go around the sides and you'll just remove all the adhesive from it. But because this one's lifted, we don't have to do that. So pretty much what you need to do is you need to get the watch with the little dials on the right hand side and lift it up. It'll lift towards the left hand side and you can see the cables there. So when you know what the cables are, you can kind of turn it around and lift it up, just so you can get to the little plate at the bottom here. So the plate, you want to use some metal tools. It's a bit tricky to get out this actual plate, but the best way that I found is on the end of the plate. Let's see if we can get that. Is down there, there's this little bit that sticks out. What you can do is you can get your tweezers just under that and kind of open them up so the other part of the tweezers is sitting on the actual plate itself. And then you just want to kind of lift it up, so kind of twist your tweezers. Like I said, it's not the easiest. It does take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience to get it out. What you want to be careful for is trying to not damage the actual plate itself. Like so. Once it's clipped up, you can then move the back out. The back kind of clips in underneath. So you just kind of need to pop that up, and that takes out the plate. So once that's out, you can then lift up both the connectors. So that's one, and that's two. And that will lift the actual screen off. So once the screen's off, we can then take out the battery. So I don't know if you can see now, but you can see how the battery's swollen then. So what you need to do now is you need to get your little plastic tool and get on the right hand side of it, kind of get underneath and pop it up. So you just want to try and get underneath the battery just so you can lift it up. Right, now I'll pop up the battery. You're just pretty much taking off all the adhesive at the bottom of it. So once that's done, you can then undo the connector. There we go, that's the battery out. Right, so what we'll need to do now is we'll need to pop in the new battery. So we'll just get the new battery. So that's the new battery. Most batteries come with adhesive already on it. So what you need to do is you just peel back the cover for the adhesive, and then you want to connect it in first before you stick it down. So the best way to connect it down is to just get it into place and use some tools to just kind of push it in. And you'll be able to feel and maybe even hear a click, so you know that the battery connector is in. There we go, and then you can just pop the battery down, make sure the adhesive sticks. Just give it another little tug, make sure the connector is actually in. Right, so once that's done, you then need to remove all the old adhesive that was on the old screen. So I just use a little flat headed screwdriver to just remove that layer. There we go. So that will be that removed. So now what we need to do is you need to make sure the old screen is clean, because it'll still have a little residue of the adhesive. So generally what you use for that is just a little bit of ISO on a cotton bud, and you just want to clean that down. Make sure there's no more residue on it, and it's all nice and clean. So when we apply new adhesive, it will stick down again. As you can see, it's pulling off all the old adhesive and dirt. Make sure it's all nice and clean. Right. So once that's done, you can give the same wipe to the old rear. Make sure everything is nice and off and it's all clean. Brilliant. So now, what we normally would use is we normally use another layer of adhesive that goes around it. But what we've found is the adhesive that we've got, it doesn't tend to hold the screen in place, and it doesn't put back the waterproofing. So what we've started using is some T7000. It's just pretty much like kind of like a silicone type based substance that you just put around it, and that will seal it back down, and it'll give you back that waterproofing on some of the devices. Right. So this stuff is a little bit tricky to use. Obviously too much is not good, and too little obviously doesn't seal it down properly. So the best way to do it is hold it at an angle pointing up pretty much, and then just push on it, and that way you see all will come out. Because if you turn it upside down, the problem with that is it'll just gush out, and then you'll end up putting on too much. So you just want to do a layer all the way around it. Don't worry too much if you get it kind of all around the sides, because you can clean that up. You just want to do a nice bead all the way around the sides. So once that's done, we can then put the screen back in. So now obviously we've put the adhesive glue around it. You want to try not to get the screen all over it, so touching it and going everywhere. So you want to kind of bend out the connectors, get your tweezers again, and just kind of push them down. It's going to be a little bit hard to show this in video, as I'm trying to not get it all in the glue. But you're just pretty much connecting right. So you just want to get it all done, nicely done. And then once that's done, you want to try and get the little plate back over it. Right, so make sure that side goes in first. And then you want to push the top in and you'll hear that click. Once that's done, like I said, don't worry too much about getting adhesive everywhere. What you're going to do is then pop it down, and that will then hold it in place. And all the old adhesive, you just want to wipe off. Make sure it's all nice and clean again. We will go over every device afterwards and fully wipe it down. But you just want to make sure you get off as much as you can while it's still wet. This adhesive that we use is not really the cleanest, but it does a way better job than putting the actual M3 adhesive that you can buy for them. But there we go. So that's that down. We'll put on charge. And there we go, it's showing us charging again. So there we go. Obviously, like I say, that adhesive that we put down, the silicone based, it's not the easiest to work with, but it does a lot better of a job. So what we'll do now is once we put that down and we charge it up and we see it's all working, we'll then clamp it down, leave it to set. Once it's set, then the device will be all good to go. There we go, that's the video on replacing an Apple Watch battery on the first gens due to swelling. Brilliant, thank you very much for watching.